What is happening? I'm Minnesota Vikings man 28, and today I'm making week 17 predictions. It all comes down to this. It all comes down to this. Now I'm recording this on Christmas Eve. This will be coming out on Christmas Day. Hopefully all of you are having a good Christmas. So, the Broncos Raiders game just got finished, so I can tell you what I got in terms of how I did in week 16. I went 10 and 6. 10 and 6. Which makes my overall record 149, 89, and 2. So, not too bad. Trying to stay under 100 losses. So, that is very, very important. Week 17, let's get right into it. Hopefully, I'll do much better than week 16. I know I kept saying that. I did very good at the start of the season. Now I'm just like, okay. But I feel very confident about this week. I think I'm gonna do pretty good. First game, the Dolphins and the Bills. I mean, a lot of these games, the early games, don't really have playoff meaning. So I'm gonna pick the Buffalo Bills. They just look like a better team than the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins lost to the Vikings lost to the Jaguars, and then the Vikings the week before haven't been looking too impressive since that miracle win. The Bills, even though I think they lost their last two, no, they lost against the Patriots, but it's the Patriots, and they won against the Lions. So they're at home, so it's gonna be cold. So Bills, Lions, and Packers. At first, I thought this was gonna be a battle for the last place NFC North, but the Packers managed to beat the Jets in overtime. Woo! But I'm picking the Green Bay Packers here. It's at home. It's in Lambeau Field, and once they get this win, they'll find their new head coach. So, Packers, just because they're at home. Jaguars and Texans has a little bit more playoff implication, but I'm going to pick the Houston Texans just because they want to get that first round bye and hoping that the Patriots lose to the Jets. That's simple as that. Jacksonville can beat the Texans with their great defense. Great defense. Only holding the Dolphins to 7 points. So, yeah. But I'm still picking the Texans because they're at home and they have more on the line. Next is the Jets and Patriots. This also, some playoff implications with the Patriots trying to hold on to that first round bye. Because the Texans lost the Eagles last week. Okay, calm down. Okay, so I'm picking the Patriots to beat the Jets. Easy as that. They're at home and it's against the Jets. Simple as that. Next we have the Panthers and the Saints. No playoff implications whatsoever. Saints already clinched home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and the Panthers are out. I don't even know who to pick because Saints are probably going to rest their starters. Panthers, no Cam Newton, so I'm like, Saints, just because I like that home crowd, and they're definitely going to throw off Taylor Heineke. Yeah, familiar name. Yeah, played with the Vikings. Well, on the third string QB or whatever, practice squad. I don't remember, but yeah, Saints are gonna win. Next, we have the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. Cowboys already locked into that 4th seed, won the NFC East. Giants cannot make the playoffs. So I'm gonna pick the Giants on this one, just because I don't know. I feel like what they've done in these last couple weeks look very impressive, and Dallas is gonna be resting their starters. So it's an easy one. It's also in New Jersey. Picking the Giants. Next, Falcons and Buccaneers. Both these teams are out of the playoffs. This is probably one of the worst games on this list. I'm picking the Buccaneers to win this game. Both the defenses are not very good, but I don't know. I don't know. Just picking the Buccaneers, just because they're at home. Why not? And then we get to our 3 o'clock games. Well, Central. Well, no, Eastern. I don't know. Yeah, 3 o'clock, 3:30 games in the Central. So, here we go. First one, we have the Raiders and the Chiefs. Chiefs are trying to hold on to that first seed, and also the division at the same time. Raiders are no challenge. They beat the Broncos, but Broncos are already going down. So, picking the Chiefs on this one. Next, we have the Bengals and the Steelers. Steelers really need a win and hope the Ravens lose. I mean, Steelers will win against the Bengals. That's not the problem. But the problem is going to be Browns and Ravens. Browns and Ravens. Browns can't make the playoffs. They've been very impressive. I think they can pull off the upset, but I can't pick them. Ravens looking too hot right now. They beat the Chargers. Very impressive win. Great defense. Defense wins championships. Ravens. Next, we have the... I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. The Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. Are the Seahawks going to play their starters? I mean, I know Pete Carroll said they would, but are they? Are they? As much as I want the Cardinals to win, because I really want that 5th seed, Cardinals are just too bad. They're really bad, and they have the first overall pick in the draft. Have to pick the Seahawks here. Next, we have the Chargers and the Broncos. Chargers looking for that first seed as well. It's gonna be a little bit tougher matchup because then playing the Raiders, and it's in Denver. So maybe I'll get to them, but Chargers. Broncos. I don't see them posing a threat, so Chargers will win. Next, we have the Eagles and the Redskins. Eagles, I want them to lose, so the Vikings can make it. I hope Adrian Pearson can run all over the Eagles, but when you have your 4th-string QB, no. And they lost to the Titans. I mean, granted, the Titans, are fighting for a playoff spot, but Redskins got to put up more of a better matchup. I mean, they kept it close for a little bit, but then just just blew it away, pretty much. So I'm picking the Eagles. They're desperate. I'm sorry. Next, we have the 49ers and the Rams. Rams. Easy one. They just won a first-round bye. 49ers do look good, but only at home, even though I know this is still in California. So 49ers may be a little bit better, but really, no. Rams are going to win. 2 more left. And the next one, big one. This is going to decide. They control their own destiny. The Minnesota Vikings are playing the Chicago Bears in U.S. Bank Stadium. This is going to be big. If Kirk Cousins blows this, everyone's just going to be saying, everyone's just, making the joke. Yes, we did overpay him. I'm not going to lie about that, but we need to make the playoffs or else we're going to be a laughing stock. And this Bears defense is no joke. They want to make They want a bye. But I want the Bears. You need to really think about this. Are the Rams going to lose the Niners? No. Please, 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 please. Please don't play your starters. You know the Rams are going to beat the Niners. Maybe at halftime you'll see, oh, Rams are up by a lot. You know what? Trubisky, take a break. We're good. And then we'll play you in the wild card round. Because the Seahawks are going to beat the Cardinals. So, but this is going to be a close game because it's in Minnesota. If this was in Chicago, I'll be a little worried. Well, very worried. And I would probably pick Chicago. But it's in Minnesota, so I'm picking the Minnesota Vikings. Just have to pick my team. And finally, the Sunday Night Football. There was no direct playoff implication for last year, so they didn't have a Sunday night game on Week 17, but this week they do. The Colts and the Titans. Yuck. I don't want to watch this game. Even though this has a lot of playoff implication, only Colts and Saints fans are going to watch. I prefer the Colts. And I think the Colts are going to win. I don't know the status of Marcus Mariota. That's going to be very key. If Marcus Mariota does play, I think this can be a much closer matchup, much more I can watch this matchup actually, but I have to pick the Colts on this one, even though it's in Tennessee. It's gonna be outdoors, but Colts I feel like deserve it more. Andrew Luck deserves to go to the playoffs more than the Titans. Marcus Mariota's and the Titans. And Titans went to playoffs last year, had a good run, and beat the Chiefs in comeback fashion, but this year they're just gonna crash and burn. So yeah, that's my prediction for Week 17. So very important that the Vikings beat the Bears. I'm gonna be constantly saying that in all these videos coming up this week. We cannot depend on the Eagles losing to Redskins because I don't see that happening. So yeah, that is very important. So, yeah, those are my Week 17 NFL predictions. This has been Minnesota Vikings Man 28, and as always, Skol.